Which city is known as the Pink City of India? Answer: Jaipur. Which city is called the Manchester of India? Answer: Ahmedabad. Which city is known as the Silicon Valley of India? Answer: Bengaluru. Which city is famously called the City of Lakes? Answer: Udaipur. Which city is known as the City of Nawabs? Answer: Lucknow. Which city is known as the Queen of the Arabian Sea? Answer: Kochi. Which city is called the Steel City of India? Answer: Jamshedpur. Which city is known as the Orange City? Answer: Nagpur. Which city is known as the Diamond City of India? Answer: Surat. Which city is called the City of Pearls? Answer: Hyderabad. Which city is the financial capital of India? Answer: Mumbai. Which city is known as the Oxford of the East? Answer: Pune. Which city is called the City of Joy? Answer: Kolkata. Which city is known as the Golden City? Answer: Amritsar. Which city is known as the Detroit of Asia? Answer: Chennai. Which city is called the City of Festivals? Answer: Madurai. Which city is known as the Leather City of the World? Answer: Kanpur. Which place is known as the Yoga Capital of the World? Answer: Rishikesh. Which city is known as the City of Seven Islands? Answer: Mumbai. Which city is the wine capital of India? Answer: Nashik. Which city is known as the Space City of India? Answer: Bengaluru. Which place is called the Queen of the Mountains? Answer: Missouri. Which city is known as the Garden City of India? Answer: Bengaluru. Which city is known as the Sandalwood City? Answer: Mysuru. Which city is known as the City of Weavers? Answer: Panipat. Which city is called the Blue City? Answer: Jodhpur. Which city is known as the Evergreen City of India? Answer: Thiruvananthapuram. Which city is known as Sanskari Nagari? Answer: Vadodara. Which city is called the Athens of the East? Answer: Madurai. Which city is the coal capital of India? Answer: Dhanbad. Which city is known as the tea city of India? Answer: Dibrugarh. Which city is known as the city of bridges? Answer: Surat. Which city is the Manchester of South India? Answer: Coimbatore. Which city is the gateway of South India? Answer: Chennai. Which city is called the City of Dreams? Answer: Mumbai. Which place is known as the Scotland of the East? Answer: Shillong. Which city is known as the cradle of Indian banking? Answer: Mangalore. Which city is known as the Silk City of India? Answer: Bhagalpur. Which city is known as the City of Wrestlers? Answer: Kolhapur. Which city is the cashew capital of the world? Answer: Kollam. Which city is called Egg City? Answer: Namakkal. Which city is the Paris of the East? Answer: Puducherry. Which city is known as the Banyan City? Answer: Vadodara. Which city is known as the Silver City? Answer: Kathak. Which city is called the Temple City of India? Answer: Bhubaneswar. Which city is known as the Royal City? Answer: Patiala. Which city is known as the Cotton City? Answer: Akola. Which city is the gateway of Karnataka? Answer: Mangalore. Which city is known as Grape City? Answer: Nashik. Which city is called the Millennium City? Answer: Gurugram.